Welcome everyone back to our sessions here on the Apostles' Creed. Today we're going to enter into the first article of the Creed, which is, I believe in one God. So think about that statement, I believe. That is a statement of faith, which means that you and I have come to a place in our lives where we have discovered that there's a realm beyond the physical. That we are not just materialists that see that the world is only a bunch of protons and neutrons and atoms somehow commingling together out of accidents to make the world that we live in, but that the world is protons, neutrons, and other material elements that come together because there's a force behind it which is unseen, which is spiritual. And that is the discovery through natural reasoning that brings us to that leap of faith. That place of faith of naming what that force is. We believe, I believe, namely credo, that's the first word in the Apostles' Creed in Latin, credo in unum Deum. I believe in one God. So it's a statement that I have come to a place in my life where I acknowledge that there is a God and it's not me. Secondly, we also come to an awareness of Israel's tradition, where they have discovered that revealing of God's self to them. They lived in a world that was surrounded, the Mesopotamian world, the Egyptian world, later on with the Greeks and the Romans, of a pantheon of gods and goddesses. Very intriguing to read about. We read about some of these in the ancient Greek stories from the Iliad and also from the Egyptian myths and traditions. However, when we say we believe in one God, we are stating that there isn't a myriad of gods and goddesses, but that there is one supreme being that is the source of everything. And that supreme being has no beginning of himself. And that supreme being, that one God, is the one who speaks the words, "Let there be light." And so God begins that process of creating the world and everything else that comes about, the creation of the spiritual world, what we come to awareness of as angels, of angelic beings, and also of the heavenly realities, the cherubim, the seraphim, the 9 choirs of angels. Those are spiritual realities that cannot be measured, cannot be dissected, cannot be weighed. This does require an element of faith and part of the I believe, and is revealed to God to the people of Israel. God also reveals himself not as a myriad or a pantheon of gods and goddesses warring with each other and causing destruction and causing creation out of that destruction, but rather God creates by the power of his word, which means that he doesn't create out of something else, like out of some other material, but that God creates by the power of his word ex nihilo, Latin for out of nothing. So when you and I come together and we profess, I believe in one God, we are making a profession of faith that God exists, that all this world comes into existence ex nihilo out of the power of his word, that God is one, that he is supreme, omniscient, he knows everything, omnipotent, he's all-powerful, and omnipresent, that he is present everywhere. And we also hear in Israel's great tradition the Shema prayer, which is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.